The reckoning dawn. The HSS Valiant drifted silently through the void, its stealth systems absorbing the faint starlight, rendering it nearly invisible against the backdrop of space. The experimental warship represented humanity's finest technological achievement, a vessel designed not for exploration, but for defense against the ever-expanding alien territories that pressed against Earth's colonies. Commander Elena Reyes stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the tactical display. At 42, she carried herself with the quiet confidence of someone who'd fought her way through every rank. A crescent scar traced her right jawline, a reminder of the Meridian raid on Nova Prime Colony 15 years ago. "Status report," she said, her voice calm but carrying the weight of authority. Lieutenant Kira Takashi looked up from her station. "All systems nominal, Commander. We're maintaining position at the edge of the Arcturus sector. Long-range scans show standard patrol patterns from both empires." Reyes nodded. The Valiant's mission was simple: observe the activities of the Meridian and Solaran empires along the border of human space. For centuries, these two alien civilizations had been locked in their own Cold War, their mutual hatred keeping them occupied while humanity expanded its colonies. Earth's strategy relied on the continued conflict between these powers. "Commander," called out Ensign Jackson from the sensor station, his voice tense. "I'm detecting unusual energy signatures in Sector 7. Reyes moved to his station. "Show me." The main screen shifted to display a region of space where Meridian and Solaran territories converge. Strange energy patterns pulsed across the monitor. "Those aren't combat signatures," said Chief Engineer Maya Ortiz, her brow furrowed. "The energy profiles suggest large-scale docking procedures." "Magnify," ordered Reyes. The image zoomed in, revealing something that sent a chill through every officer on the bridge. A massive Meridian battle cruiser, recognizable by its distinctive bronze hull and blade-like protrusions, hovered alongside two sleek, silver Solaran vessels. "There, cooperating," whispered Takashi, the disbelief evident in her voice. Reyes's jaw tightened. "Run a full-spectrum analysis. I want to know exactly what's happening there." For 3 hours, the Valiant observed in silence as more ships from both empires gathered. The truth became impossible to deny. The ancient enemies were forming an alliance. The ship's strategic officer, Commander Alexei Volkov, completed his analysis with grim finality. "Based on vessel types, deployment patterns, and supply chains, this is an invasion force, and given the direction of their staging area. Earth," Reyes finished his thought. "They're coming for us." The bridge fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity had survived for decades by playing the empires against each other. If they united, Earth's colonies wouldn't stand a chance. "We need to alert Earth Command immediately," said Takashi. "Prepare a data package of everything we've recorded." Reyes nodded. "Set course for the nearest quantum relay station. Maximum stealth." The Valiant turned silently and accelerated away from the alien gathering. For 40 minutes, they made good progress toward human space. Then, alarms blared across the bridge. "Multiple ships approaching from Sector 3, called out Takashi. "Meridian destroyers, 5 of them." "How did they spot us?" demanded Reyes. Chief Ortiz frantically checked her readings. "They must have deployed new sensor technology. Our stealth systems aren't completely effective against it. Evasive maneuvers, all power to engines." The Valiant surged forward, but the Meridian vessels were gaining rapidly. The first energy blast flashed past their starboard side, a warning shot. "They're hailing us," reported Communications Officer Chen. "Ignore it," ordered Reyes. "Continue evasive pattern Delta." The second volley wasn't a warning. The Valiant shuddered as energy beams struck its aft shields. "Shields at 78%, reported Tactical Officer Rodriguez. "They're trying to disable us, not destroy us." Another hit rocked the ship. "Communications array damaged," called out Chen. "Long-range transmitters are offline." Reyes gripped the arms of her command chair. Without the communication array, they couldn't warn Earth about the Alliance or the impending invasion. "Can we outrun them?" she asked Takashi. "Negative, Commander. They'll intercept us before we reach the relay station." Chief Ortiz approached, her expression grim. "Commander, I could activate the phase shift drive. It's still experimental. But will it get us past them?" "Yes, but the power requirements are enormous. We have to divert energy from all non-essential systems, including backup life support." Another hit rocked the ship. "Shields at 45%, reported Rodriguez. Reyes made her decision. "Prepare the phase shift drive." The bridge crew worked frantically as the Meridian ships closed in. Ortiz's fingers flew across her console, rerouting power systems. "Phase shift ready in 10 seconds, she announced. "But Commander, I must warn you, the drive wasn't fully tested. There could be unforeseen consequences." "Noted," said Reyes grimly. "All hands, brace for phase shift." A high-pitched whine filled the ship as the experimental drive engaged. For a moment, reality seemed to blur around them. Stars stretched into lines, and every crew member felt a strange sensation, as if their bodies were simultaneously being compressed and stretched. When reality snapped back into focus, the enemy ships were gone. "Status report," Reyes called out, fighting a wave of dizziness. "We've jumped approximately 1.7 light-years, reported Takashi. No sign of pursuit. The brief moment of relief was shattered by Ortiz's voice. "Commander, the phase shift overloaded several key systems. Communications array is completely fried. Quantum engines are damaged. We can still use conventional drives, but how long to repair communications?" asked Reyes. "With our current resources, weeks, maybe months." The gravity of their situation settled over the bridge. They had discovered an existential threat to Earth, but couldn't warn anyone about it. Reyes stood and moved to the center of the bridge, her face illuminated by the glow of the tactical displays. Every officer watched her, waiting for direction. "Options?" she asked. Takashi spoke first. "We could try to reach the nearest human outpost for repairs." "That would take too long," countered Volkov. "By then, the invasion could already be underway." Reyes remained silent, weighing their limited choices. Earth's regulations were clear. In case of critical intelligence, return to the nearest command base immediately. But her instincts told her something else. "If we can't warn Earth," she finally said, "then we'll have to disrupt this alliance ourselves." The bridge crew exchanged shocked glances. "Commander?" questioned Takashi. "We're one ship against two empires." Reyes's eyes hardened with resolve. One ship they don't expect. One ship with technology they've never encountered before. She moved to the tactical display and studied the map of enemy territory. "We can't match their numbers, but we can create chaos. We can buy Earth time." Her finger traced a path across the star chart, stopping at a key strategic location. "Set course for the Meridian forward staging area." She looked around at her crew, seeing the mixture of fear and determination on their faces. "I won't lie to you. What I'm proposing goes against protocol. This is a volunteer mission. Anyone who objects can record their dissent in the ship's log." For a long moment, no one spoke. Then Ortiz stepped forward. "The Valiant was built for exactly this, Commander. To protect Earth when no one else could. I'm with you." One by one, the other officers voiced their agreement. "Very well," said Reyes. "Set course. We move in 1 hour." As the Valiant slipped into enemy territory, Commander Reyes knew she was gambling with the lives of her crew. But against the combined might of two alien empires, sometimes impossible odds were exactly what humans did best. 5 days after entering Meridian territory, the Valiant drifted silently among the debris of an abandoned mining asteroid. The human warship had evaded several patrols, gathering intelligence on enemy movements while formulating their strategy. Dr. Elias Chen, the ship's science officer, had made a critical discovery. "Commander," he explained, displaying complex energy readings on the main screen. Each Empire's ships emit distinctive energy signatures. With some modifications to our systems, we could disguise the Valiant as either a Meridian or Solaran vessel. Reyes studied the patterns thoughtfully. Could we fool their sensors? For a limited time, Chen confirmed. Enough for a strike-and-fade operation. A plan began to form in Reyes's mind. A plan that might turn two allies against each other. The first target was a Solaran communications relay near the Alliance staging area. The Valiant approached with its energy signature modified to appear as a Meridian cruiser. As predicted, the Solaran facility hailed them, expecting friendly communications from their new allies. No response to hails, Reyes ordered. Weapons systems ready. Target their communication arrays. The Valiant struck without warning, its modified weapons leaving distinctive Meridian energy residue on the damaged structures. Before the Solaran forces could organize a proper defense, the human ship had disappeared back into the darkness of space. Lieutenant Rodriguez, monitoring intercepted communications, smiled grimly. The Solarans are furious, Commander. They're demanding explanations from Meridian leadership. Good, said Reyes. Now we wait. Let suspicion take root. 3 days later, they struck a Meridian fuel depot, this time disguised as a Solaran vessel. The precision attack destroyed crucial supply lines for the invasion fleet. General Vorn of the Meridian Empire stood before High Commander Larai of the Solaran forces, rage evident in the pulsing of his cranial ridges. Your vessels attacked without provocation, he snarled. The alliance agreement clearly states. We attacked nothing. Larai interrupted, her silver eyes narrowing. It is your forces that violated our trust by striking our Proxima relay. As accusations flew between the former enemies, neither suspected the true cause of their conflict. A single human warship executing the most daring deception in Earth's military history. Phantom warfare. 2 weeks after beginning their campaign, the Valiant had succeeded beyond Commander Reyes's expectations. The once solid alliance between the Meridian and Solaran empires showed significant fractures as mistrust grew between the former enemies. The human warship now hovered at the edge of the leg, but their success came at a cost. The constant operations strained the ship's resources and crew. The phase shift drive remained unstable, usable only in the most dire emergencies, and enemy patrols grew more numerous as both empires searched for the elusive saboteur. On the 35th day of their campaign, disaster struck. While attacking a Meridian weapons facility, the Valiant's disguise systems failed prematurely. They've locked onto our true signature, shouted Takashi as alarms blared across the bridge. Evasive maneuvers, ordered Reyes. Full power to engines. But they were surrounded. Meridian cruisers closed in from 3 directions, while Solaran vessels appeared on their port side. They're coordinating, said Volkov grimly. They know we're the ones responsible. For the first time since beginning their desperate mission, Commander Reyes faced the possibility of defeat. The Valiant couldn't fight its way through both fleets. Auctions, she demanded. Ortiz stepped forward. The phase shift drive. Commander, one more jump. You said it might not survive another activation. It won't, confirmed Ortiz. But it's our only chance. As enemy ships closed in, Reyes made her decision. All hands, brace for phase shift. Chief, make it count. Once again, reality blurred around them as the experimental drive engaged. The sensation was more violent this time, with several crew members losing consciousness from the strain. When they emerged, the Valiant was crippled but alive, drifting in an uncharted region of space. Status report. Reyes called out, helping an injured officer back to her station. Phase shift drive completely burned out, reported Ortiz. Multiple systems damage. We're operating on emergency power. Where are we? Takashi checked her instruments. Unknown, Commander. Navigation systems are offline. For 3 days, the crew worked tirelessly to restore basic functions. Without the phase shift drive, they had no way to quickly return to Earth space. Their conventional engines could make the journey, but it would take months. On the fourth day after their escape, Ensign Jackson detected an unusual signal. "Commander, I'm receiving a transmission. It's using Earth Defense Fleet encryption protocols." A moment later, the view screen activated to show the face of Admiral Helena Zhao, commander of Earth's Third Fleet. "Commander Reyes," said the Admiral, her expression a mixture of relief and amazement. "We've been looking for the Valiant for nearly 2 months." Reyes could barely contain her shock. "Admiral, how did you find us?" "We didn't," replied Zhao. "We were tracking unusual battle patterns along the border. Both the Meridian and Solaran empires have withdrawn significant forces from the invasion staging area. Their alliance appears to be collapsing." Understanding dawned on Reyes. Their Phantom campaign had worked even better than they'd hoped. The aliens hadn't just postponed their invasion. They were actively turning against each other again. "We have much to discuss, Commander," continued the Admiral. "Your mission report indicates you've been operating behind enemy lines with damaged communications. What we've pieced together suggests you've been conducting some kind of guerrilla warfare." Reyes straightened in her chair. "Yes, Admiral. With all long-range communications disabled, we made the decision to disrupt the Alliance directly. I take full responsibility for operating outside standard protocols." Admiral Zhao was silent for a moment. Then a smile spread across her face. "Responsibility. Commander, what you've done is nothing short of miraculous. 1 ship against 2 empires, and you've managed to shatter their alliance before the invasion could begin." She shook her head in amazement. "Earth Defense Command is calling it the most successful asymmetric warfare operation in human history. The Valiant has become a legend while you were out there fighting." The relief was palpable on the bridge as the news sank in. Their desperate gamble hadn't just succeeded, it had changed the course of history. 3 weeks later, as the Valiant approached Earth space, under escort from the Third Fleet, Commander Helena Reyes stood on the observation deck, watching as the blue planet grew larger in the viewport. Lieutenant Takashi joined her. "Home at last, Commander." Reyes nodded. "And safe for now." "Admiral Zhao says they're already implementing your disguise technology across the fleet. If the Meridian and Solaran empires ever try to unite again, they'll find Earth ready," finished Reyes. Behind them, the door slid open as Chief Ortiz entered. "Commander, engineering reports the phase shift drive prototype can be salvaged. With the data we've collected, the next generation could be twice as effective." Reyes smiled. "Good. We'll need every advantage for whatever comes next." As Earth grew in the viewport, Commander Reyes reflected on their impossible mission. 1 human warship had faced 2 vast alien empires and emerged victorious, not through overwhelming firepower or superior numbers, but through ingenuity, deception, and the unyielding human spirit. It was a lesson the Meridian and Solaran empires wouldn't soon forget. Never underestimate humanity's capacity to overcome impossible odds. For when pushed to the brink, a single human warship could bring chaos to the stars themselves.